Hi, I'm Michael O'Loughlin. I'm with Clark Public Utilities, and today we're out at one of our pollinator gardens. This one's at our operations center. And the first question we get is, what is a pollinator garden? A pollinator takes pollen from one flower to the other, and that results in fertilization of that flower. That then creates fruits and vegetables and nuts and the seeds that we enjoy. And what are the types of pollinators? The major pollinators that we see are bees, native bees, but there's also butterflies, beetles, flies, hummingbirds, all sorts of things can be pollinators. Generally speaking though, we talk about insects. So to create a pollinator garden, there's a few things that you want to keep in mind. When you're choosing your plant material, try to stick with native plants as much as you can. Why? Because there's many pollinators. Caterpillars are the main thing that we're talking about when we're talking about pollinators that need native plants. But there's pollinators that need those because they've evolved with those plants. And there's things like monarch caterpillars that can only eat milkweed. They're very specific. And those native plants in your area are the ones that provide that food for them. You can use those favorite flowers that you like, your zinnias or roses, etc. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the absence of native plants in your garden makes it so that it's not a very good pollinator garden. A couple other things you want to consider. You want to have nesting sites for them. Most bees are ground nesters, so you want to have bare soil for those ground nesters. But you also want to think of this as an entire ecosystem. So while you're trying to attract butterflies and bees, etc., if you are upset because you've got other pests in your garden and you start spraying insecticides, you're going to kill those pollinators as well. So try to use as little pesticides as possible in your garden as well. And then in a few years, as this thing grows in, you'll see more and more pollinators use it. It doesn't take long for them to find your garden. And your garden doesn't have to be big, it can be small. You can put it on your patio in pots. You don't have to have a huge garden like this. But we invite you at Clark Public Utilities to come out here, explore a pollinator garden. We have a lot of information online for you as well as in the garden.